Suppose the position function at time t is sine of t. Find the velocity at time 0. So how do we find velocity, and what is the relationship between position and velocity? Now in pre-calculus, you might learn that the average velocity equal s of t minus s of a divided by t minus a between time a and time t. So how do we find the velocity? And in this case, we're talking about the instantaneous velocity. So the instantaneous velocity at a point A, and notice the difference, v of average, there's no reference about the A, but velocity at time A, there's a reference. That equal s prime of A is a derivative. And what it really is you take the average velocity, and because it's instantaneous, the difference of the time is almost the same. So limit t approach A. So that is the definition of velocity. So the relationship between velocity and the position function is the velocity is the derivative of the position function. So if we want to find v of 0, so using the formula is the same as s prime at 0. So it is limit as the time approach 0, s of t, and change a to 0, s of 0, t minus 0. So what is this limit? You don't stop at this point because there's no evaluation you can do. What we do usually when we evaluate a limit and when we have a function, we just plug in the expression of the function. So what is the expression of the function? It is sine of t. So you continue and you say s of t is sine of t. S of 0, what is s of 0? S of 0 is sine of 0. So what is sine of 0 degree or sine of 0 radians? It's just 0. So you subtract 0, you don't even write it. Now t minus 0 is just t. So what is this limit? It is a special limit. The proof or the answer of this limit is in the textbook. You're not required to reproduce the proof, but you are required to memorize the answer. Sine of t over t as t approach 0 is 1. So what it's telling you is the velocity at time 0 is 1. Now what is the unit? Well, it's whatever the unit is for the distance. Sometimes it's meter, right? But right now it's not given, so we don't need to write a unit, but usually it's the meter or feet if the question give you. And the position, meter divided by time, and the time usually is second, then your velocity, the unit for your velocity, is just meter per second. So that's why this is a definition of velocity. And the limit still give you a velocity because when you divide 2 units, it's just the quotient of the 2 units. So we will go back to revisit this definition, and we will be able to also relate the acceleration with the velocity and with the position function.